All right, enough of the wub. Looks like we're ready to go. I thought someone else said they wanted to cast this, but no one else is messaging, so we're gonna YOLO into it. Let's hop in a game. It's a Bizzle Reef. Brand new best of 3. Also, thank you very much to Joe for that 2-month resub. It's so much easier to say that instead of your Twitch name. I'm sorry, man, but thank you. Sup, friends? Sorry I missed that 10 minutes ago while we were waiting for the games to get going. Much appreciate. But yeah, it's a brand new best of 3 here for the WCS Valencia Open Cup #1 North America Challenger. A whole mouthful for the title is, but point is we got a TVP. It's a best of 3, and we're gonna see who can take the series. In the top left, we have the blue Protoss. Ladies and gentlemen, it is Roots puCK. I'll explain his AFK in a bit, I guess. Bottom right is gonna be the purple Terran. I wish you the best of luck, sir. It's Dolan from Sloth Esports Club. So I kind of asked puCK, like, dude, like, they were getting close to possibly going to walk you over, like, what was going on. Because if you guys didn't see, there's like a 20-minute walkover time where puCK was gone for like 30 minutes. It was like, I don't know where that falls in, but they were nice enough to let him stay and play. Anyways, he went to go grab a bite to eat, apparently, during the last series. He figured like a best of 3 was plenty of time to get some food and get home. Obviously, he was close to being right, but just barely off, so things got a little bit dicey there with timing. But he's back, and he's playing, and of course he's competing. Now that being said, I think, while I don't know much about Dolan, puCK has been consistently a good player. I think it's been a long time since he's held, like, best Protoss North America. You know, he was always up there rivaled with people like Huck and otherwise, but Neeb really set himself aside from the pack and became that #1. puCK's never been bad, though. He's always floated up there in that higher echelon of players. So I think coming into it, regardless of how good or bad Dolan is, I sit here with a little bit of favoritism to puCK. And it has nothing to do with the matchup or the race. There's no adept Phoenix QQ over here. Actually, one thing I am curious about, though, is we got to see this a little bit earlier today with the Koreans, and we've actually seen it over the last couple of weeks, especially with the Koreans. But charge lots have been taking some priority in the matchup. Oh, that's downright dirty. Charge lots have been taking some priority with that upgrade only costing 100 now. But Dolan is, of course, proxying a factory. Now, puCK actually may or may not have read this from what he saw. The big thing is, he never saw the second gas. So this is what leaves, I think, the Protoss player up in question marks as to whether this is a weird build or not. But if he's proxying the factory, chances are he proxies the starport, and you're either medevacing over Widow Mines and Hellings really quick, or you're just sending a Liberator in. Either way, like, there's a lot of damage that can get done with this if puCK's not paying attention. Some Protoss players as well, like I just referenced Neeb, like to play this game on their own tempo, and they'll skip a Mothership Core most of the time too. The fact that puCK is going to have a Mothership Core means that this won't necessarily be game ending no matter what comes out of these combination of buildings, but it's going to take a lot to defend. Hey Bobble, thank you for that. Oh man, 40-month, the big 4-0. 40-month resub. Any ack.bobbleconvolute.com. I don't know how he does it. He's just, like, I swear he's got some sort of algorithm that basically rips off cute pictures of my cat from Twitter and then just, like, posts them up on his website. I have zero problems with this, by the way. I miss my cat so much every single day. And she was that space whale. I can make the sounds. It's over here somewhere. I saw it clipping me, but I guess it's in the fog of war. Anyways, a couple Widow Mines is going to be dropped, and this could be annoying. There's not going to be detection right away, but puCK has opted to go for that faster charge that I was referencing earlier. However, if the Robo ends up producing an observer right off the bat, this will not be an issue to clean up. If it goes straight for the Warp Prism, maybe it's troubles, but I think the Widow Mines should reveal themselves, and puCK will know he's got to build that observer first. Not bad. Only kills one probe. Good control. There's the observer coming out. Preempts here with an overcharge. Should be able to focus fire down this other Widow Mine, so only really has to deal with the one. Now, there's an actual follow-up to this, too. It's not just simply like he was going for a couple of Widow Mines and hoping, like, oh, you know, that'll win me the game. Marine's on the way. A tank's coming out. A Liberator's on deck. He's going to have a lot of actual fight in him. And puCK, you know, he just blew 2 overcharges at home in the main. He's got to micro away against these probes. He's got to basically not pay attention to what's coming up next, and hopefully for him he knows. 4 gateways, a couple of Warp Prism, like micro bits here and there. And I think like Stalkers could take care of that Liberator, but the question is, will charge lots be enough to take care of what's on the ground? Charge lots are incredibly fearsome things, though. That body slam dealing like 8 damage on impact, them slicing twice for 16. Marines without combat shields are going to get chopped up, lickety split. And Charge is finishing here in less than 7 seconds. So, problem is, puCK doesn't have any units. He's coming into this with 2 Adepts and a Mothership Core. Pulling the probes out of the natural might just be the best course of action he could do. Because I really don't think there's a way he can fight here and now. Especially with that Liberator being an issue. No pylons, no overcharges. He actually picks up in the Warp Prism to try and drop in the dead zone of the tank. I love the micro capabilities too. Picks up to save some of these Adepts, but I don't know. There's still a lot of Marines coming. Another tank on the way. That Liberator did not get cleaned up. And puCK, he's going to have bunkers at the bottom of his ramp he's going to have to break. Oh, God. This might just be too much. Well, he's going to take care of the tank. Again, tank not being the bigger problem here. It's the Liberator combined with these Marines, and that count of Marines is huge. No stim necessary when you're just winning the numbers game. That Nexus is going to fall at this rate. New pylons being placed down because he wants to overcharge the ramp. puCK's going to say screw this and go across the map. He does this with probes too. So to build buildings? Huh. I got like a lot of question marks right now above my head. Overcharges here, of course, going to help out a little bit. Pylon only just now finishing, however. Looks like it won't be for very long, so he pops the other pylon overcharge. The smarter choice for sure. But he unloads 1 probe down here at the bottom. I guess this is going to block out possibly natural? This was actually a really great choice because Dolan is so all in on the other side of the map. He's got no choice but to pick up. So now puCK can just hold on, and I know it's a big if. But if puCK can hold on, Dolan has no mining, and puCK's going to be fully aware of this. SCVs are fully pulled to the front line, but that if he can pull on is a big if. I love the idea of starting the Dark Shrine behind this. He's also going to have this probe out here to possibly build a pylon, an assimilator, anything really, just a base trade, right? Oh, but he's got to make sure he doesn't give away these zealots either. Start walking close to those bunkers, walking close to that tank line. He can't afford to lose anything here. Even that probe, yikes. And that Dark Shrine, that's going to take so long before it's done. But yo, there's missile turrets down. Detection won't cut it. Or rather, there will be detection and Cloak won't cut it. Excuse me. He's got enough money to build a Nexus elsewhere if he really wants to. Micro capabilities to try and juke out the Liberator is interesting, but the Sentry just doesn't have the DPS. It might just be like emergency on load time, like elevator all these units to the low ground and try and save what he can in the most ultimate base trade of all time. As Dolan literally comes across the map to trade bases, puCK, he's got the money to build a Nexus, and he does in Dolan's natural, but this leaves him without the money to build a Dark Templar. So this Dark Shrine might be all for naught. No, he builds 1 DT. Excuse me, he has barely enough money. I forgot that the gas in the class, but GG gets called. Dolan takes the game. All right, game number 2, of course, underway. Didn't quite go, I think, the way he expected it to. Spawning in the top right, we got the blue Protoss player puCK. With his bone in the bottom left, none other than the purple Terran Dolan, who is currently up 1-0 here in the series. Now, some people were asking in chat about, like, why did he leave since he had a Dark Templar? You know, the command center was floating. Well, there's 2 big problems with that, right? Like, one is he didn't actually have any forces to kill that command center. He could have landed it at any time with multiple scans available, and the DT wouldn't have done much. It was only 1 DT, right? On the other hand, too, there were straight-up missile turrets. I referenced this during the game, but to remind you, there were straight-up missile turrets placed down with those bunkers. So detection was not going to be a problem for Dolan at any rate, no matter how you cut and slice that game. So I do wonder, you know, it was cheesy, it was a proxy, it's not something you love dealing with as a Protoss player, I'm sure, and my question now is how does puCK pay him back? So I can't. Good old Porky Pig, that's all, folks. He could get cheesy himself. He might go for the Dark Shrine, might want to punish him, might just play macro and say, you know what, don't look into it, that was just a bad game, let's move on. Because he was, like, to note, going for charge. He was going for a regular build behind it, and he wasn't looking to get too ridiculous. But charge is still kind of new, and timings are being figured out, and that one obviously does not beat, apparently, a proxy. Also, just a note, guys, I don't know format and stuff again. It seems like they're being pretty chill about letting people cast the same games today, which is nice because, you know, we were in the one with StarCraft earlier. Gauntlet's now in the one with us here with Nightshade as well on the side. I'm not sure how deep we get to go into the qualifiers today. So just to note, it's not going to be like, I'm not sitting here promising like we're going to go through the whole cast, but we'll go through a good chunk of it if we can. I'd just like to thank you for joining me tonight. But Factory being put down in proxy is in such a weird and unconventional location. I don't know how I feel about this. Like, it's not that much closer than going in the main, so distance isn't a thing. He did wall off early, so there wouldn't be scouting. And puCK's not scouting anyways, really. The probe got denied at the wall and turned home. So I don't know what he plans to get away with this, but it's going to be Widowmines and a medevac, the same as last time nonetheless. Coming down a good time too. Now it's actually interesting. The necessity for that observer was there. If he didn't stop the Widowmines, if he didn't have detection, the game would have snowballed way before it actually ended. But that being said, there's a lot to be said about puCK's micro, and maybe if he decided to stop defending early, cut the shit, so to speak, put a force field down, and just go for the offensive like he did, he could have pushed off the command center much sooner. There would have been less mining, less bunkers, less production, right? So aggression might just be the name of the game. But this follows up again, similarly out of Dolan. He's going to go get siege tanks and liberators and such to help out afterwards. This map, I don't feel plays as well into that playstyle as the last one. Abyssal Reef, you could easily deny a natural base just by having a siege tank on the low ground, paired up with a liberator. This map, you got to get in close to do that, and if you do, then you're in fighting range of puCK, which might not be an option here. Well, first Widowmine burrows. You get E probe. Observer's already out though. The medevac's actually so low. I kind of wish the Stalkers would just shoot it instead. Yeah, puCK realizes that's a better choice too. So clean up the Widowmine. Second one doesn't get off, and the medevac's just gonna be pushed out with 20 health. But Marines hoping and waiting to charge down the front door. puCK goes immediately into Robo this time. We're not gonna see charge, whether it's an all-in or otherwise, and just gonna go straight to what is possibly Colossus. Now, in the past, puCK has actually been pretty keen to play disruptors, and we would see cool disruptor drops out of him, but I don't know if that's going to be the name of the game this time around. Because whether he knows it's a proxy or not, like, the distance is really irrelevant. It's the fact that it's a one base all in. And if puCK can look at it like that and play calm around it, maybe this won't be such a problem, but it's going to be tough for Dolan to break the ramp. Actually, puCK will take care of that Liberator pretty quick. Oh, no, he stopped focus firing at the last second. So Liberator and Medevac are both very, very, very low. If they had gone down, it would have stopped the high ground vision, and that tank would have never killed the pylon. It is going to be straight into a disruptor, by the way. Colossus might just take too much time to build. And disruptor hit can clear out all the Marines if it gets a perfect hit. But bunkers coming down again, and Dolan with these like one base all-ins, man. If he can make it work twice in a row, I'll be impressed. Repaired up that Liberator a little bit so it's not as dead as it was before. Warp Prism going to drag and drop some of the Zealots right forward, but oh, there's a Widowmine there, so he can't actually warp in, and puCK may have just lost everything. This Disruptor coming out, I don't think it's going to be enough. Picks up the Marines, doesn't even split them, just denies the shot entirely. Warp Prism mucking about at home, it's going to die to the Widowmine. He didn't see it the first time it went through, loses the Warp Prism. Doesn't even kill both the tanks for it. Oh, this is bad. This is so bad for puCK. The Overcharge actually killed a couple of the Marines, which is nice, but still, the Liberator is there. The bunkers are there. Everything's getting repaired up, too, and this just gets really, really bad. If the Disruptor gets a shot off on the tank, it won't kill it, but it'll bank it low. Doesn't get the shot off, though. The focus fire is good from that tank, holds strong. Probes are both trying to soak some of the hits, but I think this is all but over, guys. Dolan, he's not killed puCK yet, but puCK just can't fight back. He's going to kill the Robo. Warp Prism does come out, but this means no Disruptors anymore. Looks like he'll get that clue to go do what he did last game. No, he's going to come from the backside to try and break this, but that Widowmine's still in play. Maybe because off reinforcements? I mean, these are Zealots that don't even have charge. Guys, these are just Zealots. Just Zealots. No robo, no production, no way to use that robo bay. Dolan might just head back home with some of his own units. I don't know. I feel like he's done an adequate amount of damage, but the bunkers are going to take so long to break. There's not that even that many Marines to go inside them, but this one Widow Mine on the ramp, this thing is going to be... Well, it's already been a hero. I killed the Warp Prism, but it's going to be like really gross to get anything up on that back attack, because anything that comes through that ramp, that choke, is going to get hit. Like you see here. Stalker goes down. Tank turns around, fires immediately. Micro out of puck as he picks them up in the Warp Prism, and Zealots will remove the tank from play. Now it's down to 3 bunkers and a hell of a lot of Marines. Dolan may have overstayed his welcome, but I really think he put the screws to puck with this. Oh no, that medevac. Oh no, that medevac. Puck needs the kill on it. 7 health. It's barely going to get out of there. New reinforcements hit that front line, but they don't have proper air support, and that medevac is so low. Scans the high ground to see what's here. Gets a shot off with the tank. Widow Mine also pops off on the Zealot. This is bad. Dolan still has the army supplies. He pushes in. That Liberator, of course, is going to be so frustrating to deal with. Observer sees reinforcements rallying too, so he knows that this isn't over yet. Puck can't breathe. He just can't breathe. He's got pretty good income. His production is just not there to keep up with it, unfortunately. Oh boy. Tank sits up. Pretty good spot. Firing away at a gas geyser. Killing a pylon. Liberator sets up a big zone of contention here. So Stalker's trying to come into it. Puck tries to micro around it with the Warp Prism. I like this move, but the Widow Mine goes off on the Warp Prism. Might not have killed it, but it does a lot of splash damage. These Adepts try and break the front lines, but it's not going to happen. The Liberator still stands. There's no Stalkers left. And I've never seen this Terran build look so abusive before, but this looks so gross to watch. Warp Prism comes back in for round 2, but the Marines see it pretty quick and hop on as quick as they can. Warp Prism not dead yet. 1 health. 1 health. But not going to matter. There's 3 tanks now. There's 2 Liberators. That Widow Mine's off of cooldown once again, and Puck's got no trading capabilities in him. I think it's all over, guys. And a couple overcharges go off in the last-ditch effort. Reinforcements to cut off the reinforcements, but... You know, it's worth noting Dolan only just recently started a command center. This was still 1 base, super all-in up to this point. If he had been able to take this earlier, he would have massive leads and huge gains, but unfortunately it is just... still a little too far gone for Puck, all that considered. I love this. He sets the Liberator up to secure the ramp while he pushes forward. Oh, that's nasty. Pylon goes down. Widow Mine takes out the Warp Prism. There's no way to save the sentries that he was coming back specifically to save. G. Just G. Dolan will take the series 2-0 and advance on in the brackets. Big congratulations to him. It's a pretty nice win. Now, I don't know how qualifications work. I think that these next best of 3s coming up are like qualifiers, because if I recall, it was like top 4. But I'm not sure. I'm going to go confer with the admin and see what's going on. So I'm going to play some commercials. See you guys soon. Thanks for watching.